I have in front of me an 8-channel analog DVR. So to give the specifications on it, it's actually a digital video recorder, but it takes its feed from analog cameras. It can support picture quality up to D1, so reasonably high resolution on it, and it's available with free delivery from freetv.ie. Now, as technology's moved on, would classify this really as an entry-level DVR, but the build quality on it's actually very, very good, and so it's reliable, and the price point on it's absolutely fantastic. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to give an overview of exactly what we get in the kit, and then we'll give a demonstration of it in action here. This is the outer box here. Come along with a user manual, and we also have a little mini CD here with software, etc. on it. With 4 screws here which you can use for adding on a hard drive. We have a remote control and also a mouse. People are more common to use the mouse. And then we have the power unit, and we can see it's designed for the Irish and UK market. Comes with a 3-pin plug. So this is the unit itself, and then here. So what I'll do at this point is, before we actually go into some detail on the unit itself, I'll just come around to the front and we'll just give a demonstration of it, and then I'll look at some of the features on the box itself, or on the DVR itself. So what I'll do here is, if you just swing around here, we can see we just have a camera set up here, and just to go through the main menu structures here, we'll see we have the playback option here. So if we had obviously a hard drive added and we had recordings, we'll be able to do it there. And then we have the ability to set record settings in here, so particular channels, whether setting them on or off, etc. We can just exit out there, and then the hard drive here, the number of hours left, enable it, whether it's the overwrite when it's finished, etc. So all those settings are available. What you'll generally find is right across the range of DVRs, the menu structure inside is pretty similar here on it. There's a setup menu here, so you have time, date, password, etc. on it. The camera things, video, audio output, so you can just have various settings there on it. And the advanced here, so by default normally the alarm settings are on this here, so if you come along here, you can just come along here and say that if it would beep, would say if it was expecting a DVR or a hard drive to be there and not see it. So you can come along here if you don't have a hard drive in it and just turn these off, so you won't get a beep on that particular thing. There's network settings here. So this is it. We'll cover this. We have a whole range of videos. A lot of the videos actually across the range of DVRs are reasonably generic, but we have one specifically for the app that goes with this, show people how to set it up, etc. And we'll just exit out here again. And this is just exit all the way out if we want to. And we'll just get back in, and we'll see there where we have set up for the 8 cameras automatically coming up on the one screen. So we look at the DVR itself. So we just swing around here. We'll see here that we just have an on-off button on it. What we have is the stop and start recording here. What we have is a search function, a mute, and a display as well. Okay, so most of the functionality we're seeing on the actual menus or on the remote control itself is to be found there. So you can bring up the main menu here. There's a PTZ option on it. So that's a pan tilt zoom camera. So if we want to be able to do it, we can do it via this as well if it's supported. There's escape function. Then there's just light indicators to say if it's recording, if it's getting a network connection, and if there's an alarm sounding. We have a power indicator here as well. So then in terms of moving through the menus from the keyboard itself, up and down, left and right, and then the select button. And then what we have here is we have an IR sensor here. So this is what will pick up actually on the remote control itself. But most people again will be using the mouse. So the mouse simply pushes in here, and what we have here is the ability to add on a USB, which can be handy, we'll say, for upgrading firmware, or more likely just for extracting recordings, something like that. So if there was a particular instance we wanted to extract it and put it on a PC or something like that, we can do it here. If we just rotate to the back of the unit, we'll see that we have a total of 8 inputs, BNC style from the camera, and 8 audio inputs as well it can support. And on the output side, really if we want to connect it onto a monitor or a TV, something like that, we have an option of coming along and running it out as a BNC connection. There's an audio support here, or equally we can use a VGA and go directly to a monitor. We've a network connector here. We've an RS485 here. Wouldn't typically use that in connection with, we'll say, the PTZ functions on it. And then we have alarms and sensors here that can be wired into it. So you can see the overall thing of it. How we came across them is we simply, we got a great bargain to buy a number of these. So we just felt that there was a space in the entry-level thing, particularly at the price point we can give it here. So they're all coming with full warranty, and really it'll suit certain setups here. Now we do have far more expensive DVRs, the price point on it much, much higher, but we just said this will suit a lot of people in terms of, maybe 2 years ago this would have been kind of cutting edge. Now it's sort of slipped down more into the entry level thing on it. But at the price point that we have it at, there really is very little scope to go wrong. So that's it anyway, an overview of the 8-channel analog DVR available with free delivery from freetv.ie.